Hello, everyone. You're probably wondering what I'm all dressed up for. I have some announcements just to let you all know what's going on. For a start, my live streams are going to be switched to the streaming channel. So that's linked below, and it's going to now contain all of my tabletop live streams. So you'll see Redhurst, Fallout Equestria, and Star Wars, as well as the thing you're probably all here for, which is the announcement for D&D. Every session, roughly 48 hours after it was completed. So that's being switched over to there. Link is in the description, and I'll be advertising it during the Twitch streams. So here you're only going to see announcements, reviews, and the occasional science video when I can get the time to do it. Next Tuesday. Yes. The 17th is the Redhurst finale. Redhurst's last in-person session will be next Tuesday. Orsk will then be holding play-by-post on the Redhurst Discord server. And we'll be hosting his own in-person games when he wants to, but it will no longer be streamed. This is due to a combination of audience loss of interest, and I'm going to be straight up honest, I'm not making money on Redhurst and never have. It's been a pure passion project for over a year and change, and I've never made any money on it. If anything, I've lost money paying the GMs and paying for the artwork. So, last chance to see it on stream, next Tuesday, 17th. Last chance to give Orsk a good send-off and let him know that you guys support him. Fallout Equestria and Star Wars still going. Fallout Equestria is on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And there's a 30-minute lead-in stream where I just sit around and talk for 30 minutes with all of you guys. Star Wars, Saturdays, 12 noon, Eastern Standard Time, is when I'll probably start the pre-stream. The actual stream probably won't start till closer to 12:30 or 1 o'clock, depending on when all the players get home and are ready to go. You can sign up to be on the list to get into the FOE game with Moonhoof. You can sign up to be on the list to get into the Star Wars game with Gilded Dash. Now, one more announcement before I get to the D&D stuff. Book 3 has been delayed. There's simply no way around it. I've got artwork that isn't finished with my artists because an artist left us high and dry without a termination agreement for me to continue printing their artwork. Further, my editors are behind. They're both in graduate school, and both of them simply cannot put enough time in to get the editing work done. To illustrate how bad this is, I'm getting ready to start chapter 57. Props is still finishing edits on 54, and Folan is somewhere around chapter 50 for the master transcript. There is no way we could get it all done by the end of the month. So, what we're doing is two things. One, on screen now from the Traveling Pony Museum is a bookmark. These have been printed and will be arriving at my house sometime next week. Everyone who pre-orders Book 3 will get a free bookmark. No questions asked. They're being printed on cardstock and then laminated. So they're nice. They're actually fairly decently tanky. The other option is you can request a full refund. I have no problem giving you a full refund if you ask for it. An email will be going out to everyone who's pre-ordered before 2 weeks ago when the first announcement that we might delay came out. to let everyone know I need address updates, and I need to let you know that it's been delayed again, and I deeply apologize. And also to let them know they can get a full refund if they wish, or they can get the free bookmark, their choice. Further, sales for Christmas will apply to Book 3 pre-orders. I can't in good conscience not apply them at this point because Book 3 has been delayed 3 times. Once in May, once in August, and once again in November. This is due to a combination of moving, COVID, and my editors and artists just being overrun. And I would rather not put them through a crunch like a video game industry company would. I'm looking at you, Project CD Red and EA. And instead, let us do it right. So, I'm going to let them take their time. We're going to get it right the first time. Now, D&D details. Popping up on screen right now. Every player will get Player's Handbook, one other book of their choice, and one SRD page. What does this mean? Well, here's Scuda. Scuda is built using the Player's Handbook, Fighter Folio, and the SRD page on Avian and Era Cochrane. So that is her build. That's what she's built on. That is my Player's Handbook, one other book, and my one SRD page. The setting is Eberron. And I'm going to display on the screen as well as read what that is right now. Now I'm going to kill the camera so you guys can just see the text.
The Thronehold War rests in all your minds. The warriors of Thrane and from the Nation of Karrnath still harbor anger in their hearts for the crimes against creation committed by both of them. The atrocities in their minds rising to tensions in everyday life. A city guard smacking his former foe in the ankle and claiming an accident. The demolished tavern, the Black Lamb Bar, loved by all for its large amphitheater where gypsies and circuses could perform. That is, before siege boulders and wands of fireball shot into the roof and through the windows. Now Shadowcar is reduced to rubble and ash. Trouble is brewing. Whispers of something pulling the strings. A puppet master destined to put Thrane and Karrnath back at war unless the strings can be snapped. Who is it that seeks the annihilation of this great nation and noble house? For neither can afford to back down, nor can they hope to win a second war. Their truth barely holding, with links in the agreement snapping every passing day. You find yourself in the ruins of Shadowcar, picking up the pieces, trying to understand what drove them to this point. You are nothing but a group of refugees, but perhaps fate or chance is about to reveal the reason you are here.
This takes place in Eberron using 5th edition D&D. Everyone who is playing does have access to the Eberron book in addition to their Player's Handbook plus one other plus one SRD page. You must roll on Discord or roll 20 using the dice bot if you choose to roll your stats. You may roll 2 sets of 6 stats, using 4d6, dropping the lowest. You may not cross stats from one set to the other. Further, if you elect to use the rolling method, any character that does not at least have one roll of 10 or less on their 6 that they choose to use will be rejected. And you must have a screenshot of you rolling the dice submitted with your character sheet. Everyone else who wants to use a point buy system, you may do so at 27 points. Everything starts at 8. You are starting level 1. Characters who are murder hobos, chaotic evil, characters unwilling to work together for any reason, and mean characters will be automatically rejected. In certain circumstances, rolling a 1 or natural 20 may have additional effects. This is important. So we've got the camera back on so I can explain this with my hands, because I'm going to do that. In certain circumstances, anyone rolling a natural 1 or natural 20 may have additional effects based on the current narrative or event. That one, while juggling, might have you hit in the face. It's certain other actions described. Rolling a nat 20 or persuasion check, tell me what you said. Simply put, rolling the dice does not get you anywhere. And if you were not prompted to roll, it doesn't count for anything. Now, players start in Sardaukar, the ruins, in the region of Thrane. Players must decide a nation of origin within Eberron. And we will be playing 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until midnight Eastern Standard Time on Fridays. We may very well go well past midnight, depending on what we're doing in-game. Now you have the details. You need to know what you need to do to enter. You must create a character using all of these rules that I have displayed. You will see these rules in the description as well for quick reference, as well as the time and date. Prince Dazzle is the GM. You need to contact him on Discord. His Discord ID displayed now. You know, eventually I'll figure out which way is right and left on the camera, because it's not the same as it is here in front of me. That'll eventually happen. But you need to contact him on Discord. Linked in the description below is also the Trove Archive. This is an archive of all D&D books and gives you free access to them. Use it! But you'll be contacting Prince Dazzle, submitting your character, and then setting up a 1-hour period you are available for an interview. The interview is one-on-one with the GM. I am simply there recording, or acting as the recording staff. You will be interviewed as your character, not as your player. And if you reference things out of character during the interview, we might hold it against you. Your voice, your mannerisms, the descriptions you give of your character's actions during the interview process will all be taken into consideration, as well as how often you decide that you need to describe something out of character that could have been done in character. The voice you decide to use has an important impact, such as my forcefulness here with Scooter, and how she talks by throwing it at you. Something that you need to learn and understand, that we are expecting you to do a voice for your character, we're expecting you to have mannerisms, and we might even ask if everyone participating can put on their camera. It's just, we're doing this a little differently than our normal setup. We're expecting you players, who are my audience, to be prepared to bring your A game every session. This is the second attempt I have made to get a classic form of Dungeons & Dragons to work. I am fully prepared for it to fail. There's a reason why I had the GMs do interviews with me, which you can see on Patreon. But that's everything you need to know about the game, and I hope to see you there. That's about it. So I'm glad you all came. Hopefully you'll join us on Fridays, because that was our RPG Day game until, I want to say Ruby changed that, because Ruby was on Sunday. But Friday was our RPG Day game until I stopped GMing, and I want to go back to doing it on Friday, because Friday worked. I know that much. But here's your chance to join a new game. Make a character, and if you need help, we can give you plenty of help, books, or whatever you need to make your character. Now, in the meantime, this has been Fiaura. I need to go get a review done. There'll be 2 reviews coming out this week, so you have those to look forward to. My patrons have already seen the list of reviews I've written, and just haven't finished editing on yet, as all of those are now recorded, and now I have to go through and do the editing. In the meantime, see you all next week for the finale of Redhurst, and see you all tonight for Fallout Equestria. Good night, everybody.